YouTube, what's going on? BD Wolfgang 1980 here, aka Bezell, the man to see and the place to be in the QCNC. Happy holidays to everyone out there. As usual, I'm doing well, and I most certainly hope you are too. Welcome into your Lucha Underground review for December 10th, 2014. As usual, it's become my favorite review to give to you guys and gals. Let's get started. We start with a recap of last week's show, setting up tonight's main event ladder match for $100,000. From there, we're taken to the temple. We got our main man, Machete, Danny Trejo. He's in the house. He's in the front row getting ready to enjoy the live Lucha action. From there, we're announced to our first match. It's going to be King Cuerno versus a new luchador we haven't seen yet, Superfly. As usual, right here on Bezell Speaks, every time we get a new luchador, I give you my first impressions. I wrote down just basic lucha ring attire, nothing fancy, nothing like Drago or King Cuerno or anything like that. He had some blue pants with like lightning bolts going on, a cape, lucha mask as well. Excuse me. Now, Vampiro did make mention that he's been around for quite some time, about 4 or 5 years, so still kind of green, but not really. I definitely had some expectations once he gets Vampiro's seal of approval. All you older wrestling fans out there, you remember Vampiro. He definitely earned his stripes. He also said that everywhere he goes, wrestlers are stealing his moves. So I'm thinking, okay, let's check him out. But there's my first impressions. As far as just what I saw in my eyes, not blown away, kind of a short, stocky build. Definitely didn't look like a high flyer. But once again, I reserve judgment to once the bell rings. So here we go. Right from the beginning, Cuerno gives a beating early to Superfly. We get drop kicks, big time chops. Drago is shown watching from the rafters, keeping his eye on his enemy of late. From there, Cuerno hits a clothesline for a 2-count pin. Superfly tries to get things going with a nice head scissor takeover, but once again, Cuerno cuts him off. Superfly does finally get some offense going with a very nice second rope arm drag, with a springboard. From there, he does a backhand spring, Great Muta style, and then a 619 like Rey Mysterio used to do. That's right, the 619 when it was used as a dodge, not an offensive move. So I thought that was a nice little throwback. From there, he does a nice Asai moonsault, great landing on the outside. Now, your finish came. This was a quick match. Your finish came when Cuerno hit the big game, which is that modified Michinoku driver. He gets a 1, 2, 3. Good start to the show. It was short, but good action. Nice debut for Superfly as well. I enjoyed it. He definitely showed that he's got some athleticism. From there, we get what we call on Bezell Speaks a docu promo about Pentagon Jr. We had a narrator's voice. He says Lucha Libre encompasses styles from all over the world. In Mexico, he was in the mecca of the sport, but he quickly learned he needed to learn not just to fight, but how to win. So he traveled far east. He learned from descendants of the great samurais. And from there, he embraced the dark arts, something they weren't willing to do. And from there, he carries that torch to this day in his own way. His name is Pentagon Jr. He has zero fear, and not bad at all. I actually enjoyed it. It flowed rather smoothly. It had a nice choreographed fight scene in it. Definitely check it out. Comment down below for those of y'all who saw this episode. What did you think? I thought it was a nice. Bear in mind, we've seen Pentagon Jr. for a little while now, and that's fine. But it was a nice follow-up or just a next step in building the character. I enjoyed it. It's no problem with me. From there, we go to the temple. It's Chavo Guerrero with Pentagon Jr. in his corner versus Phoenix with Sexy Star in his corner. So here's the thing. When this match started, surprisingly, the crowd was split down the middle. You actually had Chavo chants, and then you had Phoenix chants as well. So I thought that was a very interesting twist right from the beginning. Both men feel each other out, slowly but surely. Some nice side headlocks, a little bit of, some rest holds just kind of get the match going until Phoenix hits a drop kick for an early 2-count, going for covers early. Once again, this match as well, and those of you who saw it, comment down below. This whole show had a really quick feel to it, and I knew why. It's because they probably wanted to give us a long main event, but let's keep it going. So I just want to take it easy on them from that aspect. From there, he got a drop kick for an early 2-count, a nice head scissor takeover to Chavo, and a top rope double knee, to which Chavo countered into a single leg crab. This was a very cool spot. Comment down below if you saw it. If you didn't see it, check it out. It went nice and clean. Once again, Chavo Guerrero was showing that now he's got that veteran status, and he can rock and roll in the ring, and he can. From there, he does the single leg crab, but Phoenix gets a rope break. So that's luckily Phoenix was able to escape. Chavo targets the legs as a veteran would do. Now he's got those legs injured. He stays on them, doesn't let off. Phoenix is able to hit a nice wicked corkscrew off the top rope onto Chavo and Pentagon. They both caught him outside. Now Phoenix is still selling that leg as far as through the rest of the match. Chavo is selling his knee as well. Now we get our finish when Phoenix climbs to the top rope, but he's tripped down by Pentagon Jr. interfering. Chavo hits the frog splash on a stunned Pentagon. He gets an easy 1, 2, 3. Only thing I can say about this one, guys, is I wish it was longer. I mean, I really do. I mean, I was just really getting going on this match. Two good workers like that. I've obviously become a nice fan of Phoenix. He's new to me, but I'm a fan at this point. I've known Chavo for years, you know. Chavo's a good worker. Man, that match could have been longer. So good lucha action. From there, Sexy Star grabs the microphone. She cuts a promo. She tells Chavo, hey, she's not done with you, and neither is him. He's not done with you. He will be back. Now, obviously, she's referring to Blue Demon Jr. She never name dropped him, but we get it. Even the announcers, you know, brought that aspect of it up, so that's fine. We get it. No, I'm looking forward to that encounter because he's going to come back with vengeance. He already beat Chavo once, so I'm pretty sure, you know, in a no-holds-barred kind of brawl situation, he might reign supreme as well. Let's keep it going. From here, we got a nice little debut. And I'm going to comment on this one for a while, but let's get it going. Let me tell you what happened. We got a docu promo, a docu intro promo, another phrase we're going to coin here right here at Bezell Speaks, of a luchador called Cage. He says he's not a superhero. You won't find any special powers running through his blood. This isn't make-believe. This is real. I don't come from a family of warriors and luchadors. All I have is what you see, and you'll only lose when you give up. That's a good line. Remember that, folks out there. Stay positive. You only lose when you give up. I win because I wanted more. I'm not a man. I'm a machine. Show the guy working out. Show the guy training, doing some ring work, some rope work. Guys, gals, I recognized right off the bat before they even said his name. His name was Cage, but as you know, right here on BD Wolfgang 1980, I am a huge TNA fan. And we saw this guy maybe 3 or 4 months ago. I can't remember what episode of Impact it was, or maybe it was a pay-per-view. But we saw him. His name is Brian Cage. And I was impressed with what I saw. Me and my girl were watching it, and we were sitting there enjoying it. I was like, whoa, you see this guy? The only thing holding him back is he is a shorter guy. And I know people like WWE, that stuff like that, they'll kind of turn their nose up on a guy like that. But man, he had a really good look. He was really strong. He did a move where he had 2 guys up on his shoulders like it was nothing. I mean, I'm looking forward to him coming into Lucha Underground. I'm glad to see he's getting some work. Those of you Brian Cage fans out there, comment down below. Tell me, hey, Bezell, you're right. Or tell me, oh, Bezell, he's not that good. Tell me what you think. But from what I saw from one showing on TNA, and that's the way life works, guys. You got to get out there. You get that one chance to show others what you can do. You got to do it. And in my mind, he did. So I'm intrigued by this debut. So I believe he's going to come out next week. We're looking for the new wrestler or new luchador in Lucha Underground, Cage. Let's do it. I'm pumped. I definitely can't wait to see who he messes with, who they feud him with. You know, if they give him a good start. Definitely intriguing. Okay, it's time. It's our main event time. We have a Big Rick versus Johnny Mundo versus Prince Puma with Conan on his side, at least at the beginning. 3 ladders surround the ring. $100,000 hangs above. Let's get down to it. Mundo and Puma, from the start, they double team Rick at the bell. But as soon as Puma turns his back to Mundo, Mundo attacks him. Hey, ain't no friends, you know, it's $100,000, brother. No friends hanging around here. From there, Mundo and Puma have taken over the action. Rick is kind of outside. I don't know at this point. They keep the camera off him, so I don't know at this point if he's hurt or selling. He's hurt from the double team, or he's just playing it smart, let them go at it. They kind of kept the camera off of him. Both men deliver big punches, Irish whips to each other, corner moves. Mundo delivers a nice leg lariat to Puma and a running knee. From there, Rick eases back in. He grabs Mundo, drags him outside, attacking him until Puma baseball slides Rick into a ladder, which was a really cool spot. Rick was trying to be slick. He just took out Mundo. He's bringing up the ladder to slide it into the ring. From there, Puma took advantage and delivered a nice baseball slide. taking out Rick, and Rick hitting the ladder that he was holding himself. Nice classic spot there. From there, we're showing Danny Trejo again in the front row, enjoying this nice lucha action. We get a nice ladder spot from Puma and Mundo. They climb the ladder, and then Rick knocks them both off, attacks both men with the ladder as well. Now, Rick starts to climb, but he thinks better of it. He looks very nervous up there, a little shaky. He calls out Castro and Cisco. He tells them to get the money. Now, they start to climb. Puma, now remember, guys, gals, there's no referee in this match, so this is totally legal. You gotta be able to hold your own. From there, they start to climb. As soon as they're getting close to getting the money, Puma and Mundo double enziguri Rick, still working together for now. They take out Cisco and Castro by throwing them off the ladder for a nice hard landing outside. Puma eats a big back body drop on the ladder from Mundo. Once again, there's no friends in here. Just because of the occasional double team, there's no friends in here, which I enjoyed that. You don't see enough of that in wrestling. Everybody's got to be somebody's buddy. Everybody's got to be somebody's friend. Let's get back to wrestling. From there, let's see. Okay, they start climbing Puma, From there, Mundo sets up 2 tables outside in the ladder. He puts Castro on one of the tables. This is right in front of Danny Trejo and his crew. One of them moves out of the way nervously. He doesn't want to get hit. I know I would have moved out sooner than he did, but he took a while, but he finally moved out of the way. Mundo starts climbing, but Puma cuts him off, and then they begin to brawl. Puma hits a cutter off the top of the ladder to Mundo. Really nice spot. Rick finally gets back in, and from there he takes advantage. Excuse me. There we go. Little first interruption from a telephone right here. Bezell Speaks. Here we go. Live and direct, baby. We can't do nothing about it. Okay, where was I? Hits a cutter off the top of the ladder to Mundo. Rick finally gets back in. He starts to beat down both men with help from Castro and Cisco, of course. Now minutes go by, and Rick and his team are still in control, so that they slow things down a bit here. Castro is thrown through 2 tables set up outside by Mundo. Now we get a cool spot that happened later on when Mundo hits the Fin del Mundo onto Big Rick, who was on top of a ladder. Now from there, Puma hits a 630 splash, super nicely done, onto Rick, who's still on top of the ladder. And then another cool spot was Rick press slams Puma over the top rope, going through a ladder that was set up outside, kind of like a bridge. It looked vicious. I sure hope that ladder was gimmicked, which I'm going to assume it was. But man, what a cool spot. Okay, from there, Rick sets up 2 ladders, side by side, and he's going to use them both to climb up. He is a big man, but and plus he was selling the nervousness of dealing with the height. So he sets up 2 ladders to try to make things easier on himself. To me, it looked even more shaky. He starts climbing. Mundo comes back to life. He starts to shake the ladders up under a very scared Rick. And then a masked man comes in from the crowd. He runs in, attacks Mundo. He takes off the mask. Never seen this guy. He is new to me. He had a Pentagon Jr. mask on, of all things, but it wasn't Pentagon Jr. From there, excuse me, Rick fends off Mundo while Cisco and Castro climb. But Mundo takes out Rick. He jumps to the top of the ladder off of the ropes, springboard fashion. Very athletic, very cool. Gets to the top of the ladder. He kicks Cisco and Cortez down, reaches up, takes down the 100,000 bucks. Johnny Mundo was your winner. Freaking awesome. This was like pay-per-view style. This was like pay-per-view quality. This was definitely pay-per-view fun. If this is just a shade of things to come with Lucha Underground, hey, bring it on, guys. You got a viewer with me. But we're not done yet. From there, Dario Cueto comes out. He congratulates Mundo and says, now you've got the money. Now you can have, even maybe me and you can have a more lucrative relationship. If you give me back my key, be a gentleman, Johnny. Do the right thing. He orders Mundo to put it around his neck. He acts nicely for a couple times, and finally he says, do it now. From there, Mundo looks like he's going to oblige. He takes the key off, getting ready to place it over his neck. And from there, he gives Dario a big right hand, knocks him out cold in the ring. What's going to happen with that? What's going to be the consequences of that? Is Dario Cueto going to have the newcomer Cage be in his corner? Is he going to have him do the damage and be the hitman against Mundo? It's very intriguing, but there will be a price to pay, because you know as well as I do, folks, El Jefe, he don't play that. He's got some money to spend. He'll bring somebody in to take care of Mundo once and for all. Let's keep our ears to the ground. Let's keep our eyes peeled. Once again, great show. Pay-per-view style main event. We got, once again, new luchadors. Like it's nothing. Every week, new stuff. I love it. And we also got us waiting for Brian Cage, which I'm looking very forward to. There you have it, folks. I've said it once. I've said it 1,000 times. Doesn't get any easier. Doesn't get any fun. If you're the dabbling wrestling fan, you just want to dabble a little bit, this might be the show for you. If you're an old school fan that misses the cruiserweight action, this might be the show for you. If you're the guy that just doesn't have that much time anymore, you want something short, sweet, to the point, this might be the show for you. So comment down below. Has Lucha Underground taken over some of your favorite spots? Are you still new to it? Have you not got on the fence? Either way, what are you waiting on? But man, for me as a reviewer, it doesn't get any more fun. And I've said that. You guys might be getting tired of hearing that, but I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. It doesn't get any more fun to give you guys the content on this show. So till we meet again, it's a beautiful Friday right here in the QCNC. I got some yard work calling my name, but be good to one another. Share, like, comment, subscribe. You watch every week. I thank you. Go ahead, subscribe. Don't be shy. Comment. Don't be shy. I will answer the comments. But till then, till we meet again, be good to one another. Have fun. Bezell out. And happy holidays, everybody.